They are milk producers. They also require a lot of care and money. While dairy farming may have its benefits, it can also be a struggle for farmers. Farms operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Inside the operation, there's always something to do. Michael Bouma owns Grantsbrook Farms. The farm operates with 2 robotic milkers. The cows walk in on their own. A computer system does the milking. Bouma says now that they installed a robotic milker, he has more time for family.
Because I have more free time available as far as scheduling, I can do things with the family. If it's a soccer game or if it's a dance rehearsal or whatever, I'm not on a schedule where I have to be in the barn at said time. I can say, yes, I'll be there.
For Derek Guitar of Shoreview Holsteins, it's a different story. Milking starts at 6:30 in the morning. His day only ends in the evening.
I'm usually finished for the day between 8:30. So all in all, farming takes up most of my day, 6 days a week.
Here, they have automatic takeoff milkers. Someone has to assist the whole milking process, putting the milkers on the cows and letting them out once they're done. Milking is less of a chore for Bouma, but there's other work to be done.
I take care of all the baby calves, and that usually takes me a good hour or more. Cleaning, scraping, bedding down calves.
Calves make sure to let the farmers know when it's feeding time. Now she's a happy girl.
The number of dairy operations in the province has dropped considerably over the last few decades. 25 years ago, there were about 500 farms. Today, there are just over 200 left. The hard work that goes into farming is not the only factor that plays a role here. Owning a dairy operation is expensive, and farmers sometimes find themselves struggling financially.
The price of milk is low. Farmers are usually paid between 75 to 80 cents per liter. The milk truck arrives every second day to pick up the milk. It leaves with a full tank, but farmers are still left with challenging profit margins.
Live off the margin between our costs and between what we get for our milk. That's our biggest challenge.
Etienne Jean has been a milk truck driver for almost 40 years. His route changed considerably since he first started. That's because so many dairy operations have gone out of business.
We had 28 farms there when I started. We have 4 left and 3 talking to quit. So it's quite a change, really. The people don't seem to be able to make it anymore. They change for $1/4 for $1. That's the reason. If there was money in it, the young people would stay, but there's no money in it. As simple as that.
Is there a future for the dairy industry in New Brunswick? What will it take to attract more young farmers? Reg Perry is the chairman of Dairy Farmers of New Brunswick. He believes the future is in fact healthy.
There has been a number of ongoing operations bought in the past year, and I think there's going to be more bought in the future. So I think it's a good time for dairy industry. There seems to be more people getting in now than there had been in the past.
Scott Gauntz is one of the youngest dairy farmers in the province. He followed his dreams last year and bought his own operation at the age of 24.
Here I was a beef farmer that always wanted to be a dairy farmer and be able to farm my entire life. And I like to say that some people are foolish for not wanting a life of farming. I couldn't imagine my life without it.
To follow his dreams, Gauntz had to make sacrifices.
We don't have holidays on the farm. The cows need milk no matter what. And I guess a lot of people don't understand that. They get to sleep in every day, and we get up at 5 every day. I can't even sleep in on weekends anymore.
Perry says they have a program in place to attract new farmers like Gauntz. So far, it's been a success.
If a new producer qualifies, we give him 12 kgs for a period of time to use. He has to pay it back after that period of time. But that's a helping hand to get them started. And I say there's, I think, 7 that have started up under this program.
Gauntz still worries about the future of the industry.
We worry that there will be only 20 farms left in the province where they all milk 800 cows, and that's too much of a factory farm, and I hope that it doesn't come to that.
Perry says a big issue today is succession. Who will take after the farm when the farmer retires?
I think the majority of it is that farmers don't have family members that are wanting to take over the farm and whatnot. Because certainly if there's family that want to take over farms, most times the transition takes place and it keeps going.
Booma says young people today are more tempted to go for the higher paying jobs.
It's a tough way to make a living. It's not like other jobs where you work from 9 to 5 or your 40-hour week. It's a 60, 70, 80-hour week. And in this new age, people see guys making $20, $30 an hour or working 40 hours. It's really hard to stay on a farm.
Farming may be a tough way to make a living, but Gon says it's not always about the money.
I was an electrician, and my brother, who's my business partner, he was an industrial mechanic. So we come from well-paying jobs to become dairy farmers, and our salaries aren't quite what they were, but it's not always about money, it's doing what you love.
The industry has its challenges, but farmers still say it's a rewarding lifestyle.
Personally, I just love working the ground. Nothing like the fresh soil, smell of the fresh soil, planted in the spring, working with animals. If you want to get a picture of the newborn calf in a moment over there, you know, seeing life come forth, it's just rewarding that way.
Although the challenges of dairy farming in the province have put some out of business, it hasn't stopped others from starting up. The future remains hopeful for the dairy industry. It's safe to say that farming is a vocation much more than it is an occupation. For Stu Journalism, I'm Anika Duivenvoorden.